welcome back. So, I guess I'd start off this one with a little bit of an apology. For the last video, I know when I was started out building out the door on the passenger side, I had the camera in the wrong place, and you really couldn't see kind of what I was really doing and dealing with the door rods and everything. Just the way the truck was sitting, I couldn't get the camera in a good spot where you could see. I should have moved some stuff around, should have made it better. I apologize. One of my buddies that watches my videos, like as soon as I put the thing up, he hit me up and was like, dude, I wanted to see what you were doing. Sorry. I live and learn. I try to get better with the camera angles and things like that as I go. And unfortunately, that was just a swing and a miss by me. Sorry, I had to end it without finishing, putting the whole door together. But like I said, I try not to make the videos too awful long. So we're just going to pick this one up right where I left off before, with the vent window fully built and ready to go in the door. So let's get cracking on putting the door back together. All right, so I'm going to try this from this angle. Hopefully it works. I'll just have to kind of preview as I go, see how it goes. And remember, we kind of put all the latch and everything in the other day. I had to order some new lock cylinders from LMC. And before I ordered them, I wanted to make sure I didn't need anything else, because I don't know if y'all ever got anything from LMC, but they be cutting heads off on shipping. I mean, you can order a little something, they can throw in an envelope and they'll charge you $15 to ship it. So I was trying to make sure I didn't need anything else, that we would kind of lump it all in together. Nonetheless, that's on the way. So I've got everything new to go in the door, the felt and everything. Obviously, you already saw we welded I welded the door back together right here. I did that on both sides. So what I'm going to do first, I've already got my window regulators put in. So I'm going to I'll get down in just a second. I'm going to drop the window down in here, and I'm going to set it all the way down in the bottom of the door. That way, once I get my vent window and everything else put in, I can bring it up from the bottom, because it won't fit once you put the vent window in. So I'm going to drop it in. You'll see I'm going to go in and put my felt in that goes to right here, but I'm not going to put my lower track in, because you have to kind of move the window sideways to put the roller on the guide for the track itself. So I'm going to put that felt in. Then we'll jump up here and we'll stick our vent window in, set that all in place. Then I'll go ahead, once the vent window's in, we'll put our inner and outer belt moldings in, bring our window up, get it set in place, roll it up. I'm just going to roll it up manually for right now, to kind of roll it up enough so that then we can put our rear track in place, seat our felt in that, and hopefully we can just roll her up and it'll all sit in there nicely. So without further ado, I'm going to get to it.
So what's really funny about this right here is my door was kind of split apart, obviously, because I had to weld it back together. So getting this thing out was no big deal, but putting it back in, trying to figure out what way to move it and everything so I didn't have to flex or bend it to get it to go back together, proved to be a little bit challenging. But right here, aha, finally figured it out. Oh, look at that. It just goes just like that. Now, I have no idea whose bright idea it was to put such long screws in these stupid vent windows, but I just really feel like it's not necessary, especially when you're stuck in such a small area right here trying to screw these stupid things in. And I'm fighting that extra piece of rubber I put up there on top too. That didn't make things any easier, but I mean, just over here just cranking away on these things, and I was like, good Lord, man, it's just way too much. I will honestly say it'll fit really nice, considering it's all a bunch of, kind of different aftermarket pieces. All right, so here's the thing about this felt. This stuff can be a real pain in the butt. You just kind of have to be persistent, and like you stick all this top stuff in there and just let the other stuff kind of hang down, you know, because we still got to put that other track in later. But get it all to fit in there, you know, just right. Just kind of have to keep messing with it and go get a little tiny screwdriver so you can push it in and just keep messing with it and working on it to get your length right, get it where it all kind of seats in there where you want it. Not too big a deal, just, you know, you just got to stay after it. Now you see right here is where I'm noticing I've got a little bit of a tight spot in my channel. It's causing my felt to be a little bit tight. You're gonna have this with, you know, anytime you install new felt and stuff like that. You just gotta kind of reach up in there, kind of, you know, bend the track a little bit if you can. Maybe put a little wax or something in there sometimes to get it where it moves a little bit more free. So that's what you see me doing right here. I'm gonna try to take this screwdriver and stick it up in there and kind of bend that that track back just a little bit. Not a good idea to, you know, pry against your door glass, but you know, I made it work. So now once you get your track put in, you can reach up in there from the bottom, put your felt in your lower half of your track. That part goes in there pretty easy. It just kind of sticks right in there. No big deal.
well, there you see it. It's all in there. Looking pretty good, I must say. Everything fit together really good, except one thing, which I'm about to show you. Ooh, almost fell down. But I'm super happy with that. I mean, shoot, cleaned up real nice. Looks good. Time I get it tinted too, it'd look real sharp. Now, I will say, there's one thing I'm really disappointed about, and I don't know if I can do anything about it just yet. I'll probably mess with it off camera, see if I can make it any better. And that is the fitment of this vent window. Look, it fits really nice down here at the bottom. And that crap right there. Look at that gap. I mean, that's like a 1/4 of an inch gap at least. I'm like, come on, man. And of course it's on the driver's side, so I'm gonna see it all the time. I don't know if there's some way I can try to bend it or flex it maybe to make it better. I don't know. Like I said, I'll probably mess with it off camera, see if I can get it better. But either way, that dude is in there. I'm super excited. So next we just got to put our power window kits on there, and then our doors will be done until we, like I said, I have to put some lock cylinders in, but that's no big deal. I'm going to put rib nuts in the door for the mirrors so I can put those mirrors back on it. But hey, we'll come back to that. Hi, me again. So, for those of you that haven't figured it out already, I keep a large backlog of content. That way I can consistently put out videos, every 2 weeks. I try to do them every 2 weeks. That way, if I have a lapse, if I don't get to work on the truck for a week or two, it doesn't stop me putting out the videos every 2 weeks. Now, I ran into an interesting issue while editing this one. When I came up to the part where it was time for me to show doing all the assembly and install on the power windows, this was about the footage in this video was actually shot about a year ago, and this was right when I found out on Monday that my daughter had COVID. This was at the time when COVID was a really scary thing. We didn't know near as much about it as we know now. And I was 2 days into quarantine with her when I was getting ready to start these windows, because I was just home anyway, so I was working on it. Well, then I get a call from my sister, and I found out my older brother died. So that did affect how the footage is going to go from here. I was getting ready to install the windows. I get the call about my brother. For the next, really probably week and a half, I did work on the truck, but I didn't really feel like filming it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of give you an overview of what went down as far as the window install. But they are done. They do work great. So just real quick, I'll walk you through it, tell you everything that happened, and catch you all up. So let's see. So here's what we got. This is our finished product. You'll see I've just got the switches hanging out right here. That is what it is right now. They just kind of hang out in there so I can do whatever I need to do here. Let's see, what am I doing here? That's my main controls. Now, here we go. Okay, so basically they send you these brackets right here. You got your motor assembly with your drive cables. You remember when I told you about it had all the hundreds of little adapters that go on the little stud that sticks out for your window roller where your normal crank would go. Well, what you do is you stick this blue stud on there. You find which one matches up the spline on your truck. This slides over top of it. Then you've got this other piece that slides over top of that matches the spline on this piece right here. You put the single screw in it that held your original window roller on, and that holds this blue piece on there nice and tight. So then you take these they sent you a whole bunch of these brackets like this. They get little Phillips head screws and 100 little holes right here so that you can put the brackets on anywhere that you feel like. So if you've got somewhere on your door where it already had some existing screw holes or something, you can use those screw holes if you can get these to line up. Or what I did is I just used some rib nuts. I drilled some holes in it, put some rib nuts in it, and found me some screws that would work, and I used that. So you line up the brackets here, screw them in there, you slide it over, and it's got like a snap ring that goes behind it that holds it all in place. It held on there nice and tight. I will say it it was easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a real pain in the butt, but it could have been a lot worse. It wasn't so bad once I kind of got into it. So then you run your motor down over here, same type of deal. You got these brackets, they're just, you see they're 6, 7, 8 inches long. Obviously you'll see like on this one and this one, I trimmed off the excess that I didn't use because I just didn't want a big hunk of bracket sticking way up here. No reason for it anyway, it doesn't do anything. So same thing here. You set your brackets up here. What I did is I just kind of held the motor up here and kind of looked at where everything would go. So then I went ahead and I screwed the brackets to the motor assembly here with, like I said, the Phillips head screws. And they just thread into the bracket, so that was pretty simple. Then the same thing I did, I just figured out where I liked where these were, marked the holes with a marker, drilled holes with some, and put rib nuts in there. I have a rib nut setter, so it works better for me that way. You could probably use self-tapping screws, it would probably work. Long term, I don't like that because those screws can rattle loose, and this thing does see a bit of torque. Whatever pressure you get from your window tracks, it will put some torque into this motor, so I like to have mine bolted in as solid as I can. Now, what I did with my wires is I just drilled a hole in the door, and then I drilled a hole in the A-post right here, fished the wires inside and fished them underneath the steering wheel, and for now, they're just kind of stuck in there. They're not connected. So what I did to test it is you can use the wire straight off your motor right here because all it needs is power and ground just to test it, to run it up and down. Now I'm going to show you how I do this. Now, I learned this trick years and years ago at work because oftentimes I have doors off cars and stuff and I have to run windows up and down to test window regulators and things like that. So you can take most any drill battery or impact battery from, Rigid or Milwaukee or whoever. And if you look at where the contacts are on the inside, there's going to be a positive and a negative. Now on this one, I can fit a spade connector on it. So I just cut me a wire, put me a spade connector on it, slide that spade connector over my connector in there, holding right here. Now I put this has a bullet connector on it from the manufacturer, so I just happen to have some bullet connectors here. So I went ahead and you can snap them all the way on if you want. If it'll go on easy, I will, but you don't have to. You can just hold it there, and it's going to go one way or the other. You hook it up, it'll either try to go up, and if it's already up, then you just switch the wires to run it down. So let's see what we get here. See, we're coming down now, so you see, mine wants to bind a little bit right here. It gets tight. It runs up and down pretty good, but this thing's been rolled up for like a year now, so I'll probably need to run it up and down a time or two. But I have a tight spot right here in my molding. I just haven't taken the time to all I gotta do is pull the felt back out of it, kind of pry it out a little bit, just open it up just a shade. But the motor is actually really strong, runs it up and down really nice. So there we go. Test fire works good. Like I said, when I get back and I get ready to wire to run the final power to the windows, I will go ahead and roll it down and I'll pry that out. It was working really smooth when I first put it in, but like I said, it's just been sitting for about a year. I haven't messed with this door since I was done with it. I've been doing lots of other stuff. Trust me, you got plenty of content to show it too. So that's pretty much gets you caught up on where we're at with our windows right now. So for the sake of this video, I had to come down here and just walk you back through it. So on with the show. So check this out. Look now. So like I said, off camera, I did go ahead and mess with that vent window. Look at that. I got it to seal up really nice after all. At the end of the day, it really wasn't such a big deal. I was able to just kind of grab a hold of it and just tweak it and just kind of flex that one little joint right there. And this all kind of came in there really nice. They got a nice gap now. Seals up really good. Really happy with how that turned out. So it actually turned out nice. What I thought might be a train wreck actually came out pretty good. All right, well that's going to get it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will ask you to do one thing. YouTube is pimping me, y'all. You see an advertisements on the front of these videos? I don't get nothing for that. I haven't met their lofty criteria yet, so I can make any money on anything. I mean, I'm gonna make the videos whether I get paid on it or not, because I do enjoy doing it, and it makes for a really cool video library of the things that I build that I can go back and look at after the fact if I want to. But it would be cool if I could make a few bucks off of it, a little ad revenue. I mean, they're making money off of it, and I'm the one doing all the work. So help a brother out. Go and subscribe, click the little like button, hit that little bell. That way you get notified every time I post a new video. I really would appreciate it a whole lot. You know what? I want you to subscribe, but even if you don't, still come back and watch the next one. As always, thank you. See you then.